What's happening, guys? The Mica Miller case. You know, a lot of people pointed the finger at this pastor guy, and they had a reason to. This guy did a lot of abuse. If you don't know, for the last couple of days, there's been a story, a headline, a case circling around the streets of all the social medias, and there's a young woman married to a pastor. They got together at a very young age. He had about 5 kids. I believe she was 15 when she got with this guy. He's a very charismatic preacher, and there was a lot of abuse. And a lot of people are pointing the finger at her death. Okay. Now, it was all over the streets. You had JLR running up to this guy. He drove up to South Carolina. He's putting the camera in this guy's face. Did you kill your wife? Did you kill your wife? Now, look, I'm not a defender of the pastor, but he did not kill his wife. By this time, I'm not going to play the 911 call, but it was self induced. There's video footage of her going and buying the gun. Yes, this guy did a lot of abuse. There's no argument there with me. There's no, a lot of abuse. There's receipts on uh, him texting women with trading photos, and they're in their bathing suits, this and that. And also in this video, I'm going to play a clip that I found of a woman who the pastor tried to pick up and exchange numbers with her, and she actually is trying to expose him now because she did her research and she found out, everything that's going on. Not he was married to Mica and whatever have you. And now here's the thing: this video is for misinformation on the case. I'm going to show you a couple clips that I found on Twitter, and when I get to the part at the end here where there's this woman claiming that he hit on her and exchanged numbers, she does provide receipts. She does provide receipts, but there's no way for me to validate this or confirm it. I want to be very clear. Okay, I want to be very clear. So leave it in the comments as of what you think about it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things, some narratives on Twitter that I've been seeing. Just a really quick misinformation. There should be no misinfo on this. The biggest argument on this case I've been seeing on Twitter is he psychologically, killed her. The problem with that is the coroner report says it was self-induced. I'm with everybody. This guy's a complete dirtbag, a complete dirtbag. It's kind of why it's important to kind of wait for the facts to come out on these things, because it's important. You can't. There's some people on Twitter even saying that they owe this man an apology. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I understand how people think. Hey, I even thought that. But sometimes on social media, people have followings. You got to watch your words. Anyway, this is a very white and black. This is a very open, shut case. Okay, so I want to just make sure you see the misinformation from a lot of these morons. Not so much on YouTube this time. This is coming from Twitter, but these are coming from actually respected true crime people. A little change in things. So I'm going to show you a few things that I found. Then I'm going to get into this woman, okay, who is she's got receipts. Okay, again, take it for face value. Okay, take it for face value. Let me know what you think. We do know people would do desperate things for clout on social media, and then I'm going to end this video with a little bit of an awareness, because this woman did speak out against what she was going through a little bit on her Facebook post and whatever have you. But that is it, people. That is it. I don't see this guy getting charged. No way. There's a lot of there's a big domestic violence, psychological issue. I get it. I understand all that, but this is just the facts, people. And I'm going to show you a little bit of misinfo, because we see this all the time, no matter what case it is. So a few things that I found, and let me know in the comments, guys. Remember what I said about the woman, and I hope you enjoy it. Be safe, be smart, be informed. Don't go for it. Hit the like for me. Until the next one, guys.
Suicide. Her family and loved ones want proof, and I don't blame them. Let me remind everyone, the husband/pastor has not been named as a suspect. We invited him to join us and set straight the record. He did not respond. in the last
Good old Nancy Grace. He didn't respond, huh? I mean, I know you want him on your show, but he probably didn't respond because you're asking if why he hasn't been charged a suspect. Nancy Grace, of all people, there is a 911 dispatch call. Okay. There's a 911 dispatch call. Okay. It's already self induced. Why would he come on your show so you can drill him with suspect questions and this and that? It's crazy, people. Again, I'm not a pastor fan. This guy did some abusive things, okay? But he did not kill her, people. Let's get into one more. This is out of control. I mean, this is very like I don't understand this. But let's have a peek at another person. This today is not tragedy pimps. Today's media tragedy pimps. One more quick look. So on this one comes from no other than Jennifer Coffindeffer, retired FBI. She writes a post here where it's showing some text messages from uh, another woman in a bathing suit exchange with John Paul Miller, the pastor, and she then writes this long. She's very like calculated with her tweets, but at the bottom it says, "I know the me said Mica committed suicide, but I also know an me who ruled hashtag Ellen Greenberg's death a suicide, hashtag domestic violence." What I love on this post is the absolute first comment. It's been proven she did it herself. See the photos of her buying the gun and listen to the 911 call. But regardless, he killed her even though he did not pull the trigger. My heart is breaking for all she endured. I hope karma gets him for what he made. Then she says, "Thank you, Sue. I need to listen to it. Perhaps my post was premature. Nevertheless, he is a
and
scam."
on my heart for a few days, but really it goes back a few months to February when this guy came into the restaurant where I've been working and left his phone number on his receipt. To make a long story short, I looked him up and he was the senior pastor of a local church, and I thought, let's see what he's about. So I texted him and he pretty much immediately just started begging for news. He also said that he was going through a divorce because his soon to be ex wife was bipolar and schizophrenic. I did a little more digging, found some unsavory information about this guy, and while the smart thing to do would probably be just stay away, there's nothing I hate more than somebody who uses God and a position of authority to abuse and mislead and manipulate people. So my thought was, can we expose this guy? But the more digging I did, I just found that his church apparently has a history of covering up his behavior, and anyone who speaks out gets stalked and harassed. There wasn't any contact info anywhere for his wife or anyone, so it just seemed like I couldn't do anything at that point. But I think I sensed that there was something more off with the situation. And I checked in on social media a few days ago and discovered that his wife has died. Um, they're calling it suicide, but an investigation has been opened, and there's a lot of speculation that he was responsible. I don't know, but whether or not he pulled that trigger, he pushed her beyond her limit. And I want to say that John Paul Miller and people like him are not the problem with modern day Christianity in America. They are a symptom. The bigger problem is those of you who are enabling and defending people like this and putting them in positions of authority in churches and our government. And now a stunningly beautiful woman is dead. Her name was Mica, and I've heard that she was a lovely person. And I just feel like now I have a responsibility to speak up And I hope that we can prevent more abuse from taking place.
So today my heart's a little heavy. I've had a lot of women that have reached out to me about situations of abuse. And I just want to tell you what a lot of people have told me lately and reminded me, because I think I forgot. I knew, but I pushed it in the back of my head just because of my situation. But you are the bride of Christ. Before anybody else's bride, male or female, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Abuse is abuse. And you are the bride of Christ. And my Bible says that he took all the abuse you could think of for you so that you didn't have to live that life of slavery and bondage and pain. Jesus took it all for you. So you don't have to stay in a abusive relationship, whether that's sexual, whether that's somebody forcing you to take illegal drugs, or alcohol abuse, or physical abuse, psychological abuse, making you think that this is all your fault, or you're a bad mom, or you're a bad wife, or you're a bad husband, or you're not giving it your all when you know you are. God hates divorce, but why? According to everybody I've asked and the scriptures that I've found, it's because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that? So I want to remind you, like a bunch of people have been reminding me lately, that I'm God's bride first. And even an earthly spouse who's a good spouse, when they know that their bride is being hurt, just imagine what an earthly spouse does. What do you think your heavenly spouse does when you're the bride of Christ and he sees his bride going through abuse and hurt? What do you think he thinks about that? So, encouragement in all this is you are the bride of Christ first before anybody else's. And he's got you. And he sees you. And he loves you.